All right, lads, welcome back to me podcast. Cheaper Than Therapy, Mick Thomas here. How are you? Thanks for liking, subscribing, sharing, coming on back. Thanks. I say that and I mean that. Thanks for sharing it because more and more people are watching it. And it's because of you, because you're maybe hitting the old share button and telling people about it. On YouTube, hello new people to YouTube. Thanks for subscribers are going up just a little bit, but you're more than welcome. Check out my other podcast with me buddy Corey Brooks, The Manxiety Show. Just two lads being two lads. That's all it is. Takes a bit of the lifting off of me. Where am I going to be? Coming up this Friday, comic strip. Oh, sorry, this Thursday before that comes before Friday. I will be in Governor's Comedy Club in the Giggle Room. It used to be called the Little Room, but I think chubby people were afraid of the word. They thought it was almost like a Willy Wonka type special room. I will be headlining there, recording some stuff, some new material. Come on down. Working on putting together an hour special for the end of the year. I'll give you more details on that about where I'm taping it, so you can come along to that. In the meantime, August 4th, I'm heading to Columbus, Ohio. Come on out and see us. August 5th, August 7th, the Dublin Festival. And August 12th, 13th, I am at the Minnesota Irish Festival. And then September 8th, I'm at the Pittsburgh Improv. And 9th, 10th, September 9th and 10th, I am at the Irish Festival out in Pittsburgh, the Pittsburgh Irish Festival. And then that brings me into November. Thanksgiving weekend, I will be down at Madcap Comedy Club. Woo, that was a lot. So I want to start off the episode by apologizing for last week's episode. No, I must apologize. It was dog shit. And I'll tell you why, because now I'm free, the house to myself. All I got is the dog in the back. He'll probably start barking any minute now at something. That's his new thing. I don't know why he just barks at things that fucking walk by. But my son was in the other room. It's kind of very hard to let loose and talk about something you really want to talk about whilst one of your offspring is listening. Daddy really thinks like that? So you don't want that kind of thing, you know. But if the dog goes... I don't know, man. I'm so fucking sick of this dog. And people are writing to me on Instagram. By the way, feel free. Mick Thomas Comedy. Respond to me there. You're very mean to your dog when you yell at him because he barks. First of all, it's my dog. I'll do what I want with the dog. And second of all, there's a huge difference in the way Americans and people from other countries, I won't even say Irish because I've known this from talking to my friends from Brazil, from Puerto Rico even, which is considered a Commonwealth of America, from Spain, people from Ecuador, all my friends from around the globe who I've made friends with over the years, they will tell you the same thing, that we treat dogs like fucking dogs. Americans... You go too far with your dogs. You do. You push them in strollers. You push them. You know what I mean? You bring them to the bank. Why are you bringing a dog to the bank? Nobody gives a shit. Hi, look at my dog is in the bank. He's making a deposit today. No, he's not. And don't do this thing that you do, dog people. When the dog does something, you'll speak for the dog about what the dog is thinking. You're like, oh, he's going, what am I doing in the bank with all these people? And I don't understand currency. Your dog he's not thinking those things. He's just like, when's my next food coming? And when is the food going in there and the shit coming out here? It's all your dog thinks about. So Americans, pull it back a bit. I love dogs. I love dogs, but they're dogs. Remember that. Treat them as such. All right? Treat them as such. Stop telling me I yell at my dog because he barks. He does. He doesn't bark when I yell at him. Isn't that funny how that works out? Instead of giving him a treat, I'm trying to bribe him into not barking. But what Americans, I remember growing up watching American movies. I don't know if I've said this before. I'd watch an American movie. You know that movie where the house has been sucked down to hell? It's been in a bunch of movies. And the family escape and they get in and, we made it. This is great. We made it. And they're about to leave. You think, the movie's over 10 minutes early. That's good. That's fine. I'll get out, beat traffic, get home. Have a wank before I go to sleep. That's awesome. What happens then? The kid goes, but what about Benji? And I remember watching the movie. I guess that's what happens to Benji. Why is the dad Why is the dad going back into the house? It's a dog. Get a new dog next week. Isn't that how you get, like, because in Ireland, that's how you get a dog. It just wanders onto your property. Like, can I have that? Is that my dog? Nobody else wants it. Nobody's claimed it. No collar on it. My dog. And that's how you got a dog. Or else your dog down the street, a dog down the street had babies, and the guy would come up with a box knocking on your door. Do you want a puppy? Like, and by the time he got to the end of the street, if he didn't have one, there was no shelters. The puppies either stayed with him or they just ended up in a river. That's cruel. It's very cruel. It's very cruel. I know this, but that's what happens. That's what happens. But yeah, so I'm just stuck here. I was stuck here with my son. I didn't want to. He's just this is the thing about when you're a parent in the summertime and you're at home the kid, they're just there, and you have to do things with them. Like, I like spending time with my kids, but you have to think of things to do for them, because you don't want him stuck in his room on his computer playing Fortnite. Not Fortnite, he doesn't play that. What's the other? Roblox, which is not called Roadblocks. I thought it was Roadblocks. It's Roblox or Roblox. I'm saying it wrong. This whole time I've been saying it wrong. I'm like, oh, you playing Roadblocks again? Like the Star Wars fuckers. For the longest time I was saying lightsaber. Lightsaber. So you got to do these things with your kids. If not, they'll be stuck indoors all summer. You just got to fucking look at them. You just got to look at them. You can't do nothing. You can't put on while I'm writing, right? I like to leave stuff on the background to kind of just, not noise, but like might be a comedy. And I like old school comedies. You know, when you're allowed to say shit. And you get kind of inspiration, like your comedic wheels start turning. I don't know if other comedians do this, but I'll watch stand-up. Try not to watch too much stand-up because you get influenced too much. Like, you write in the voice of the guy you're listening to. Or girl, women are funny too, guys. And then you don't want to make that mistake of writing in their voice. But I'll leave it on. But I can't do it because he'll walk in the room and you'll hear Eddie Murphy talking about, remember that bit he would do about if Mr. T was gay. You can't leave that on Delirious. You can't leave that on. So, yeah. I took him to the theater. I took him to see Thor the other day. Love and Thunder. What a great movie. But again, I believe in Disney so much. I'm a big Disney fan. But this pushing the gay, it's too much. I'm not going to spoil anything, but two of the major characters are gay now. They've been in a bunch of the other Marvel movies. They're gay now. Like two separate ones, not gay for each other. One's a female, one's a male, and it turns out that they're gay. One guy's talking about, oh yeah, back on my planet, I had two dads. And you're like, ugh. And I'm not, it's not going down that road. I'm not anti-gay by any means. I don't care. Live and let live. Peace and love, man. I don't care. But why are you shoving? Why is you have to make a point? Can you not just say, back on my planet, here's how babies are made? That's it. You don't say my two dads. And then the other character, out of nowhere, she's been in a bunch of movies as the same character. No mention of being gay. And then all of a sudden, she just is gay. It's just too gay, isn't it though? When are we going to realize, and here's why I don't care about this stuff, and this is why I don't care about the dogs. The dog, right? Because when I see people overtreat their dogs, by the way, I'm not comparing gay to dogs, by the way. It's my not giving a shit is what I'm comparing to dogs and gays. So I put them in the same thing. I don't have an overly an over love for my dog, and I don't have over love for gays. I just go be what you are. That's it. Dogs can be dogs, gays can be gays, men can be men, pigeons can be pigeons. Just be your thing that you are. I don't have to act a certain way around it. That's my point. But I would go to other countries and you would fish. I was in poor countries, and you would be fishing and you would catch something. And then you would have someone come up to you, offer you a fucking, can I have your... I've been to countries where they offer you a blowjob for a Big Mac. Seriously, they will offer you a blowjob for a Big Mac. I would buy two. I'd buy two Big Macs. There's nothing better than getting blown while eating a Big Mac. It's a great experience. You should try it. But you're pushing the... The worst thing about the Thor movie really is, lads, it's for the lads here, you are going to feel like shit watching, like his Thor's clothes come off in it, and you're sitting there trying to relate to the character whilst eating a jumbo bucket of popcorn. Your face is shoveling fistfuls of fucking popcorn and M&Ms into your face, and you're watching this god. He's fucking like literally Thor is literally a god, and Chris Hemsworth is built like a god. It's just ridiculous, you know. That's the worst part of the movie. You just feel like, I feel like shit. But in a weird that we don't do that though. We don't go after men like we do women. Like if you want a woman up on, like, you know what I mean? Like, where's the fat man hero? No, we can't. It's not believable. It's not. Yeah, when he was fat Thor for one episode, but he was fat as a comedic relief. Did you know that? He wasn't put there for men's body positivity. He was just put there because it was funny that he was fat, because he's used to being a fucking sculpted god. And then they thought, wouldn't it be funny if we made him fat? And it was. And you made fat Thor, and we all laughed at. You can't do that to a woman. Woman's body positivity. You don't know, right? But whatever. We see, men. We didn't complain about it. I know I did there, but it was a joke. I don't care. We're like, yeah, of course, that's a god. He's supposed to look like that. We don't go, you know, it's not right because fat women are. She shouldn't be like that, and I don't want her to be like that because I'm not putting into work to look like that. So can you just get rid of it, please? And we go, yeah, sure. We go, yeah. It's fucking bananas what we do. Like, here's a weird thing, right? I one of the things I wanted to get into today, I don't know how I took this long to get into it, but I was back on TikTok again. And I know what you're thinking, Mick, you're 45. Why are you on TikTok? Sadly, it's the next big thing. You know, it really is. Like, people are leaving. Like, Instagram is trying to turn into that. Instagram is trying to turn into TikTok now because they know that's where it is. But I'm kind of already ahead of the game in TikTok. I've got almost 50,000 followers over there. I'm doing well. I don't know if that turns into numbers, but I don't know how the algorithm works in TikTok, but it's sending all of my jokes to controversial people, to people who like to argue, because my jokes are not, you know, some of them are just low-hanging fruit. They're just dumb shit and fart jokes. I put one joke up a day on TikTok. Check me out there. I'm on there. Mick Thomas Comedy. It's good. It's all right, you know. But the algorithm is probably sending me to people who like to argue. So I put up one joke. Remember I told you about the Star Wars one? I compared. Did I talk about that one? Yeah, I did. I remember shit on Star Wars fans. Well, but for new listeners, I'll tell you briefly the story. I did this story about my son. We were watching Star Wars, and he said, "Why are people arguing about gun control?" And I said, "Well, remember in Star Wars where Anakin goes into the temple and he does that horrible thing to the younglings? Well, now imagine half the galaxy trying to take away the." It's not. It doesn't have to be funny for me to write a joke every day. I write a new joke every day and I put on. It's not easy, right? Every day you're going to go to work, I'm sure, and you're going to do a shit job. 1 or 2 days a week you might have a shit day. You don't do everything fucking perfect. Not everything works. Same with comedians. Not every joke we do is funny. It's still a joke, doesn't it? Like every once in a while, a bag of chips, French fries, will have a shitty chip in it. Do you ever get one of those? Like, what the fuck? How did that make it in there? Do you ever get that with a bag of potato chips and one is green? Ugh. We'll write a green potato chip every once in a while. That's the point I'm trying to make. So this Asian guy, Korean, if I'm being specific. So if you go on to my TikTok, I called a guy out because I screenshotted his profile and I did a green screen thing with it. It's on there. Again, Mick Thomas Comedy on TikTok. I don't want to name the guy Philly Sean. And I put the video up, the rebuttal video, not to, I didn't want my fans or people to go after him, but I just kind of wanted to have a dialogue about why people are like this. So the guy took my Star Wars joke and he played 2 seconds of it and he stopped the video, and then it cuts to him talking about this dumb motherfucker. And he's a long-haired Asian. Looks like he could have been in, a good kung fu movie. He's Korean, but like, you know, those guys, like Asians look great with long hair. They really do. He has a good head of hair. It just looks like he's a samurai, even though we know samurais are Japanese. I'm not being racist, but he just has that look, right? He had a really cool look to him. So he's like this fucking idiot with his stupid, dumb accent. And now his accent was very, like, and he kept shitting on my accent. Like, if you're going to talk about America, at least have a good accent. What I can't remember, I'm paraphrasing now, but he basically called me like every name under the sun. And you can't, I'm a comedian, right? You cannot hurt my feelings. I promise you can't. You can't offend me. So you can say what you want. Like, I'm not going to go, oh no. I don't give a fuck. But I said, you know what? I looked at his profile and he's really far left. Super far left. Like he rides a motorcycle and he's got a picture of himself on a, you'll see it if you go on there, Philly Sean. And he's got a motorcycle jacket with fuck Trump on the back of the jacket, which is a bold statement, right? Which is fine. So very, he shits on all the right really hard. You know what I mean? He wears a mask, a COVID mask, outside on a motorcycle. So he's very concerned about all our safety. I mean, not about his own, because he wasn't wearing a helmet in the fucking video. He was riding a motorcycle with no helmet on, but a COVID mask. So he knows. He's a guy I trust. But anyway, so I did report it. I reported it and I blocked him. Because like, and I know, normally I leave that shit up there, but like, nah, fuck you. Like it was a personal attack. It wasn't like, this opinion is dumb, which I get them all day. But when you personally attack me, like, I want to fight back. And the only way I would fight back in the world we live in, I would be considered racist because I attacked an Asian man. Even though I wouldn't have mentioned anything about him being Asian, the fucking algorithm, and anyone like, oh, that's it. I know a fucking Asian comic out there who played that card, got bullied, got insulted on the street, and then went ahead and blew up on social media by saying, oh, it was Asian hate. And when I spoke to the comic, I go, well, what did it say to you? No, they just called me an asshole. But nothing about Asian? No, but I was Asian, so that's technically Asian hate. True fucking story. True story. Comics listen to this, you probably know who I'm talking about. I don't care. I don't care. Yeah, so that's the kind of world we live in, that people can just pull these cards now because you don't. But anyway, that you don't agree with them, so they pull these cards. So this guy, I said, you know what? I'm not going to get into that war. I'm not going to get into that war because I'm building up followers. I kind of took a while to get to this level. I'm not going to get cancelled. Not that I give a shit about being cancelled. You can't cancel me. I'm still going to be doing comedy. But it took me a while to build this fucking page up, and I'm not having it ripped down because I went after some fucking super, super, super left-leaning liberal cunt. So I just blocked them, and I had it reported, and they took it down. But anyway, so my point was that, like, when did the left? This is what I want to ask about. This is what I talk about. When did the left? And again, I'm not political. You all know I don't have a dog in a fight. I think all politicians are crooked. I think every politician is out for themselves. It's all a game. Who plays it best? And we are the ones that suffer from their dumb decisions. So I just thought, when did this happen where, like, they switch roles? Because traditionally, I'm basing this on movies, by the way. I'm only basing this on movies, so you can kind of don't go, this is Mick's opinion. But remember, like, you watch the movie and, like, the conservative guy was usually, like, a fat guy, a big fat white guy, you know what I mean? And he would always, want, like, the forest cut down. He would always want the forest cut down and he didn't want the Negroes in the pool. Like, those old guys, like, they're doing what? That's what they were. And the left, the liberal guy was always, hey man, peace and love, man, share, everybody is one, we should all get together and just be naked, man, and let everybody in over the border and come on in, man. And that's what we always were led to believe. But it's weird, like the left now, because this guy, and I'm not speaking for all of them, but this guy's so left leaning. But it is a pattern I have seen. I have seen this pattern. So this guy went after me. So, like, number one, he's making fun of my accent, and you can tell by his accent it's very stern, a stern accent, like it's kind of blocky, but it's American. What I mean by that is he was raised obviously by immigrants himself. There's no way he wasn't. He was obviously Korean. You can tell from all the Korean on his face. And the flags in the background, and he stands with Ukraine, and he's 5'10" and single, ladies. But so he obviously has, I'm only assuming he has immigrant parents or even immigrant grandparents. So why would you, Mr. Left-leaning, Mr. Peace and Love, Mr. Come on in, immigrants, why would you, like, make fun of somebody's accent in a vicious way, not in a comedic way, because it wasn't. But you're going after, like, so you're all for immigration, but just as long as the immigrants agree with your point. You know what I mean? Like, and they're attacking me, and he was attacking me in a violent way, like but like, you're all about peace and love. So just because you disagree with my gun control joke, and that's what it was comparing a lightsaber to that's just to piss off the Star Wars cunts. Hate you, Star Wars fans, hate you. You're the worst humans on the planet, you really are. But anyway, so why do you have this, like, an organization, a side that's supposed to be about love? Why is there so much hate in there? So if you don't like what other people are saying, you want them gone, like they shouldn't exist. You want to force your agenda, and if they disagree with it, then you want them not to exist anymore. Like you're taking your ball and going home. Whereas now I seem to see on the right-hand side, the right, they're all about, free speech. Let everybody talk. Wasn't that? They used to be like, shut them down. Right? It's unbelievable. Like they want like they've swapped roles. And the amount of people, I think there's over a million people already have switched from Democrat to Republic. That's already been, that's just as of this week. Right? Because look at, and here we go. I'm going to say this. The left really, from the Democrats, from a political point of view, they're done, right? They've no dog in the fight. Their dog is a 90-year-old, to a point where, like, I don't even want to I'm not making fun of him, Joe Biden, by the way. I'm not making fun of Joe Biden. I truly feel sorry for Joe Biden right now. Joe Biden is, like, I respect my elders, and I see a lot of elderly people in supermarkets, and I will always help them get stuff from the top shelf, right? I will always, I won't point out when they've shit their pants. I genuinely like talking to old people. There's wisdom there. But they shouldn't, like, he was clapping the other day. He didn't know when to clap. He did this. What? No, the hands go together, Grandad. Like, you know what I mean? Like, people are treating him now like the old guy at the wedding. You know, where the old aunt or uncle comes in and they do this with their fists when they're dancing. And oh, yeah, I love this. Who's this singer? Nicki Minaj. Sure, yeah. WAP or whatever from, that's Cardi B. But they do this old person dance, and that's what he read from the teleprompter the other day. Did you see that? He was reading from a teleprompter, and he was blah, 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 blah. We all must come together. Blah, 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 blah. Things are going to be great. End of sentence. Repeat sentence. Like, he was reading the instructions. Now, obviously, I've seen teleprompters. I've worked with teleprompters before, and there's different, like, your instructions are a different color than your actual dialogue, what you're supposed to say. But this guy, man, look, I get it. He gave a war medal to a hero the other day. Told the guy to turn around. He put the medal on, and he put the medal on backwards, like it was a cape. I'm Medal Man. Like, I just look at. It's over for the Democrats now, and I genuinely don't vote. I never vote. I don't trust politicians, but I like to watch. I like to watch the mess that we're all in. I like to watch the mess that we're all in, and I realize that I truly believe our vote doesn't matter, because whoever comes in is just going to be there for themselves. Yeah, we might get a little crumb. They can do more damage than they can good, right? So whoever comes in next, hopefully they'll fix whatever damage has been done over the last 4 years. I mean, it's going to be 4 years when the new guy gets in, or girl, you never know. I like Mayra Flores, the Mexican. Finally, a politician I can have a wank to. She's in Congress. She's like, remind you of Salma Hayek. Amazing. You know the one. Nancy Pelosi elbowed her kid. Like, get this fucking Spanish kid away from this Mexican off my fucking... Right? I like her. The left can't stand her. They're like kind of saying, oh, she came in illegally. Wait, what? What? Now you have a problem with immigration? Open the borders. Let them all in. But not the ones that are going to run against us. Which brings you back again to my fucking Korean friend. I'm sorry to go political, I really am, but Mr. Biden, Mr. President, like, it's time, like, to just, let him go out to pasture, let him go out to stud, although I'm sure he's just common dust at this stage. I don't know what he's going to get up on, right? I guarantee you whatever comes out of him is just dusty. It really does remind me of Mr. Burns from The Simpsons now, just, you know what I mean, where he tries to step on an ant and the ant just catches him, his foot and pushes him over. That's what it is. But yeah, I truly do feel sorry for President Biden. I do. It's like it's a joke now at this stage. It's an embarrassment to him. It's an embarrassment to his family. And surely he's an embarrassment, not him himself as in his heart and soul, but I'm sure he himself is an embarrassment to the country. Right? He's fallen asleep at meetings. You know, come on. It's time to let him go home. Let him put his feet up. Bring in the other one. Let's see how fucking that idiot does, and we'll write it out. And we'll get someone else in, someone better. Like, I don't know, anybody. A mug. Put a speaking spell. How about that? How about we put a speaking spell up there? Wouldn't that be funny? That would be great. Let's reduce taxes. There you go. Problem solved. Better background checks for guns, but all people can have guns. We're not banning any weapons, just better background checks. Thank you, speaking spell. That makes sense. That makes perfect sense. Do you know what I mean? Stop fighting over abortion. There is going to be no solution. You're going to hate them, and they're always going to hate you. Thanks, speak and spell. You're right there. There's no point in arguing over it anymore, right? There's no point in me going to my friend like, oh, pro-choice. Like I've had these arguments with people about, you know, about the Roe v. Wade thing being overturned and all that stuff. That's terrible. It's our body, our choices. Men should shut the fuck up. Should we though? Is it like? But the thing about this is like I've seen it at a comedy club. A comedian who got a girl pregnant. He didn't want the child. He was forced to pay child support. Then he just didn't pay child support anymore. And he got the cops came in and took him off stage and arrested him in front of the audience. You go to jail. So I think we should have an opinion. If you had decided to have a kid that we don't want, we got to pay for it and we don't want to pay for it, we should have an opinion. I'm not saying, and I am pro-choice. I am pro-choice. But don't tell us men to shut the fuck up about it, all right? You need us, ladies. You need us. You might not need us to help you raise the kid because you're independent woman. But you fucking need our cabbage, don't you? You need our cabbage. So maybe you shut the fuck up a little bit and let the men have a say. That's all. We should have an opinion. Should be your choice at the end of it. I agree. Should be your choice. But don't tell us that if we don't have a uterus, we don't have a say. That's all I'm saying. So I'm sure Speak and Spell... Hopefully, that's what. If a Speak and Spell is running for office, I will vote for Speak and Spell. That's the message. I can have the music playing. Four score and 70. Like, wouldn't that be great? I think that all men should be created equal. Thanks, Speak and Spell. Look at that, Joe Biden. I clap my hands. Thanks for listening, liking, subscribing, sharing. Go on to YouTube. Give it a thumbs up. Give it a thumbs down if you don't like it. Who gives a fuck? There's enough people out there hating me as it is. Why not be a drop in the bucket? That's what I say. But anyway, take care of yourselves. Wash your hands, you dirty fuckers. And come see me live. Love you all. Good luck to you. Good luck to you.